race for the top four over the Premier League gets cranked up a bloody notch for the likes of Wolves and Brighton knocking on the door. But what's going to happen in the next round of matches? We'll get into it next. Prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 26 over in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, and smash your subscribe button to keep you banging up with all things Premier League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under Waruski, that's right, boys and girls. Yes, of course. Yeah, Brighton, of course, slipped up maybe against Manchester United, but of course, Wolves doing absolutely bits at the moment. With Arsenal also with the hunt for the race for the top four. Let's take a look at it, close look at it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. But of course, before all that, let's jump in the deep end and have a look at how we all got on last afternoon. Then, shall we? And of course, the race for the Premier League, and that's also might be back on the cards. You know, Man City, yes, they have a bit of a gap, but of course, Liverpool will have to play Man City. Of course, win that later on down the season, and then we might have a race on our hands still. Anyway, Brentford against Crystal Palace, 0-0 draw in the end. 1-0 win was for my pick. Burnley picked up a loss against Liverpool. Happy days about that. 1-0 for Liverpool. Meanwhile, Chelsea against Arsenal postponed. We'll do that again another time. Everton big wins over Leeds, 3-0 in the end. I went with the draw. Watford picked up a loss against Brighton. I went with the 1-0 win for Watford. What was I thinking? Leicester City picked up a 2-2 draw against West Ham. I went with a 3-2 win in the end. Man United did lose. They felt like a loss. They picked up a draw against Southampton in the end. Newcastle picked up a 1-0 win of Aston Villa, and I called it, boys, called it. Norwich City did get beat by Man City 4-0 in the end. Spurs did lose to Wolves at home. Shit show there. And Man United did get the result against Brighton, 2-0 win in the end. Let's take a look at the table. This is what the table looks like. As you can see, Liverpool have a game in hand. Win that, they'll go to 57 points, of course, which will be 6 points between themselves and Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City still have to play the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Manchester United. So it's not completely far gone just yet. It's got a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, Chelsea got a lot of work to do themselves. Man United in fourth at the moment. West Ham, Arsenal, Wolves, Spurs still within striking distance when, of course, you're taking the game in hand scenario. At the foot, though, still Burnley doing all right down there. We're happy about that. Watford, of course, and Norwich as well, of course. Let's take a look at the next round of matches then in just a second. Here's a recap of our own prediction league. Get involved, it is free to enter. Iman Hussein picked up 8 points there. Master Fighter with 7. Jimmy Watt also there with 7 as well. Well done to you guys for doing bits. Let's take a look at, of course, the mini leaderboard. Of course, this is the second half of the season, so well done to Iman Hussein right now. 4-point lead over Master Fighter. Of course, we'll see where that actually means in the real leaderboard at the end of the month. But of course, get involved with it. It's free to enter. This is the code here, Cutley/Premier League. Get it. Just go in there, smashing your predictions. But of course, before that, you got to listen to the data. I'm going to give you the data, the analysis, the overview. Kick it all off with Arsenal, I believe. Are they? Yeah, playing Brentford. Let's get the deep end on this one then, shall we? Of course, I'll take it all taking place this coming weekend. Kick it all off on the Saturday, the 19th of February. The Emirates played each other 2 times, 2018, of course, 1 win apiece and 0 draws. Of course, Arsenal coming to this on the back of just 1 win and 6 though, 33% form because the Brentford side who haven't won the last, I don't know, at least 8% form. They're desperate for a result, of course. They did play at the opening day of the season. It was 2-0 for Brentford in Brentford. That was back in August as well. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture, not the reverse fixture, but of course, the last time they played each other in London, in Arsenal. It was a 3-1 win for Arsenal back in September 2018. It was a 3-1 win in the EFL Cup, aka the Caterpillar Cup, aka the League Cup. Arsenal coming to this on the back of a 1-0 win over Wolves, of course. Back-to-back clean sheets, though, for Arsenal. Meanwhile, Brentford coming to this on the back of a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace and outscored in 2 games. Looking at the odds for this one, Arsenal 9-4 on for the victory, 7-1 is your away win. That's Brentford, and 10-3 is your draw. Brentford could be in trouble here. Of course, they had some good points earlier in the season, but they could get sucked into a bit of a relegation matter themselves. 2-0 loss, I think, going in favour of Arsenal on this one. Brighton up against Burnley in the Battle of the Bees over at the Amex, of course. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, 23 times since 2002. 6 wins for Brighton, 5 wins for Burnley, and 12 draws. Just 1 win and 6 though for Brighton right now. 42% form up against Burnley side, who haven't won in the last 12 games. Goodness gracious me. However, just 1 loss for the past 4, 25% fall for Burnley. Last round, of course, at the Amex, it was a 0-0 draw back in November 2020. The reverse fixture, of course, at Turdmore was a 2-1 for Brighton way back in August. Of course, Brighton pick up a 2-0 loss against Manchester United. Of course, Burnley pick up a 1-0 loss against Liverpool and scored just the 1 goal in the past 4 games. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, the odds on this one, Brighton, of course, 11-8 on for the victory, 90-4 is your Burnley, and 12-5 is your draw. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Brighton here. I'm happy with that. Take it. And, of course, put it in the bag. And, of course, Burnley continue to struggle. Me and Crystal Palace up against Chelsea. Another all-London affair. These two sides, of course, play each other 24 times in 1984. 4 wins for Crystal Palace, 19 wins for Chelsea, and 1 draw. Over at Selhurst Park on the 19th, just 1 defeated past 6 games for Crystal Palace, 58% form. Up against a Chelsea side who've lost once in the past 6, 75% form. 1-4 in the bounce, though. Of course, last time around at Selhurst Park was a 4-1 win for Chelsea. That was back in April 2021. The reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge was a 3-0 win for Chelsea as well. Chelsea have scored, what are we looking at here? I'm going to do some math here. 3, 6, what are we looking at? 3, 6, 10, 14 goals in the last 4 games against Crystal Palace, conceding just the 3. Meanwhile, on the heading into this one, Crystal Palace pick up a 0-0 draw against Brentford. Chelsea pick up a 2-1 win over Palmeiras over in the FIFA Club World Cup. Of course, their last Premier League game was a 2-0 win over Spurs way back in the 23rd of January. Meanwhile, kicking on forward, 19-4 is your Palace, 23-10 is your 23-20, 23-13 is your Chelsea, and 14-5 is your bloody draw on this one. Chelsea will win this one, 2-1 win for them. Tight, difficult, but of course get over the line in the end. An informed Southampton taking on Everton, who we don't really know about Everton right now under Frank Lampard. Played each other 44 times since 1993, 14 wins for Southampton, 19 wins for Everton, and 11 draws. Of course, just 1 defeated past 6 for Southampton right now, 67% form up against the Everton side, 1-3, lost 3, and the last 6, 50% form. Frank Lampard's boys, of course. Last time around over at St Mary's was a 2-0 win for Southampton back in October 2020. The reverse fixture at Goodison back in August was a 3-1 win under Benitez, it was. Meanwhile, Everton pick up a 3-0 win over Leeds. Last time around, of course, Southampton pick up a draw against Manchester United. The odds, though, for this one, 21-20 is your Southampton, 13-5 is your Everton, 5-2 is your draw. Quite tight on this one. Going to go with a 2-2 draw on this one. I just don't know about Frank Lampard right now. And, of course, Aston Hooten's doing okay for the Saints right now. Kicking off forward, Wolves. They're going to be taking on Leicester City, yes, of course, on Sunday the 20th at Molineux. Played each other 28 times since 1993. 6 wins for Wolves, 10 wins for Leicester, and 12 draws. Just 1 win, 2 defeats in the past 6 games for Wolves right now. 67% form up against the Leicester side, who have won once in 6, 33% form as well. Last round, of course, over at Molineux was a 1-0 draw. This is interesting stats here. Of course, the away side hasn't won the last 6 between these two sides, and Wolves haven't scored against Leicester in the last 5. Goodness gracious me. And 3 of the last 5 has been 0-0s between these two sides, of course. Spurs did lose to Wolves last time, 2-0 win for Wolves. Leicester pick up a 2-2 draw against against West Ham. I'll look at the odds for this one then, shall we? We have Wolves 5-4 for the 23-10 is your Leicester, and 9-4 is your draw. Quite tight on this one. Going to go 2-1 win for Wolves. Finally change the hoodoo, change the jinx, and get the 3 points in the bag for Wolves. Kicking off is Leeds taking on Manchester United. Of course, it's the Pennines derby. Of course, it's Yorkshire Rose up against Lancashire Rose. Now these two sides have played each other 29 times. They've done it 4-5 wins to Leeds, 17 wins to Manchester United, and 7 draws. Of course, 1 win in 5 though for Leeds right now. 42% form up against the Manchester United side, who've just lost once in the past 6, 67% form as well. Last time around over at Ellen Road, it was a 0-0 draw back in April 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, this season back in, of course, match number 1 was a 5-1 win for Manchester United. Of course, Leeds pick up a 3-0 loss against Everton. Manchester United pick up a 2-0 win over Brighton on this one. The odds though for this one, 3-1 is your Leeds, 2017 on is your United. Of course, that's Manchester United. 11-4 is your draw. Going to go with the United, a 3-0 win for them. To remain in top 4, that'll do. That'll do for them. Kicking off forward is West Ham. They're going to be taking on Newcastle United. The early kickoff on Saturday over at the London Stadium. Now these two sides have played each other 48 times in 1993. 14 wins for West Ham, 23 wins for Newcastle, and 11 draws. Of course, West Ham unbeaten the last 3 games, 58% form up against Newcastle. Just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 67% form. But no Kieran Trippier, who's scored in the past 2 games, I think. Anyway, kicking off forward, last time played each other over at the London Stadium. It was a 2-0 win for Newcastle back in September 2020. That was, of course, match number 1 last season. The reverse fixture, of course, match number 1 this season was over at St James's Park. It was a 4-2 win for the Hammers. Meanwhile, the home side's only won once in the past 5 games between these two sides, and that was, of course, when Newcastle picked up a 3-2 win over West Ham at St James's Park. Meanwhile, West Ham picked up a 2-2 draw against Leicester. Newcastle picked up a 1-1 win over Aston Villa, and back-to-back wins for Newcastle. Actually 3 wins on the split for Newcastle right now. Coming at you though, the odds for this one, we have a 10-7 on is your West Ham, 50-4 is your Newcastle, and a 3-1 is your draw. Tight here, going to go with 2-0 win for West Ham, and yeah, big 3 points, closing in on top 4, and of course denting Newcastle's survival hopes. Kicking on forward is Liverpool up against Norwich City. Stone cold home win on this one. Do we have to talk about it? Well, probably will anyway. 18 times they played each other since 1994, 14 wins for Liverpool, 1 win for Norwich, and 3 draws. Of course, Liverpool unbeaten in the last 6. In fact, they haven't lost any of the last 25 home games. 100% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Norwich just 1 defeat past 5, 58% form as well. Last round, of course, over at Anfield was a 4-1 win for Liverpool. That was on match number 1, 2019. The reverse fixture this season was a 3-0 win for Liverpool over at Carrow Road. They also played each other in the EFL Cup in September. Was also a 3-0 win for Liverpool. In fact, the last 3 occasions they played each other were at Carrow Road, and Liverpool didn't concede a goal. Meanwhile, Liverpool picked up a 1-0 win over Burnley. Back-to-back clean sheets for them. Meanwhile, Norwich picked up a 4-0 loss against Manchester City. The odds, though, 10-1 on is your Liverpool, 8-1 is your draw, 22-1 is your Norwich. 3-0 win for me for Liverpool on this one. And into the final two now. We have a zinger here. It's Manchester City up against Conte's Tottenham Hotspur over at the FEAD. Now, these two sides have played 55 times in 93, 20 wins for Man City, 27 wins for Spurs, and 8 draws, of course. Man City unbeaten the last 6 at the very least. In fact, they won the last 10 home games on their own, winning 5 of the last 6, 92% form. Up against the Spurs side of just won once in the past 4, 33% form as well. Last time out, of course, over at the FEAD, it was a 3-0 win for Manchester City. That was, of course, back in February 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, match number 1 was over at Spurs. Fancy Pants Stadium was a 1-0 win for Spurs. Can they make the double over Manchester City this season? Man City picked up a 5-0 win over Sporting Lisbon. That's hot off the press in the Champions League and actually gone 3 games without conceding a goal, scoring 11 goals without return. Meanwhile, Spurs pick up a 2-0 loss against Wolves. Last time around on the odds on this one, we have Man City 7-2 on for the victory, 9-1 is your Spurs, 5-1 is your draw. City will win this one, 3-1 win, and Spurs are in trouble. Villa up against Watford, of course, will close out the weekend. However, they kind of open up the weekend, kicking on off quite early on Saturday. Play each other. Oh, I've got the wrong one here. It is Aston Villa up against Watford over at Villa Park. Play each other, according to my eyes, 10 times since 1999, 4 wins apiece and 2 draws. Just 1 win and 6th for Villa right now, 33% form against a Watford side who haven't won in the last 12 games. Goodness gracious me, 17% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time at Villa Park was a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. That was back in January 2020. The reverse fixture back in August was a 3-2 win for Watford at Vicarage Road. Villa coming to this on the back of a 1-0 loss against Newcastle. Of course, Watford back-to-back about 4 games without scoring a goal. That's their major problem right now, and they're coming to this on the back of a 2-0 loss against Brighton. The odds, though, for this one, 5-3 on is your Villa, 5-1 is your long shots. That's Watford, and 11-4 is your draw. 2-1 win for me for Villa on this one to take it to the house. That's, of course, my picks for this one. Be sure to get your own picks as well. Cut.4/ Premier League. It is free to enter. If you think you are a football expert, whether it is the Premier League, whether it is La Liga, whether it is bloody the Eredivisie on the shade at Eredivisie, let me know down below. Of course, if you want to make some football content right here on Blackburn Overseas, I am on the lookout for new faces for the channel for next season. As of course, we try to broaden our horizons and of course maybe improve the content at a grand old scheme of things. Anyway, let me know down below. Better still, follow me on Twitter and message me that way. But until then, this is of course my picks for the Premier League. We'll be back, of course, next week for the next round of matches. But until then, dudes, we're done for now. Smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe. See you soon for the next one. But until then, we're done with this.